Hello, once more, and welcome back to the channel. Back on YouTube doing the Week 11 NFL predictions after going 4-3 in Week 10 for the second straight week. 4-3, personal season record improves to 32 and 38, only 6 games under. 7 great games on the schedule that I'll be predicting this week for Week 11 as well. Here on this Wednesday, unlike yesterday, which usually a Tuesday is the predictions, but Wednesday this week. So let's get started today with our first game starting out tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football. Eagles and Commanders, battle of two teams that want to be in first place in this division in the NFC East. Two teams that could be playoff teams this year. Commanders and rookie quarterback Heisman Trophy winner from last year, Jaden Daniels. They look like they're a great team this season. They've had some ups, they have had some downs. They're pretty good. First place, Eagles. Second place, to beat the Cowboys last week in a game I predicted. Commanders, I predicted them to win against the Steelers last week. They lost. Going into this matchup tomorrow night, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels' his first matchup against Jalen Hurts of the Eagles, another former Heisman Trophy winner, I believe. So you look at this matchup, it's a pretty good matchup, battle for first place. Eagles playing at home, better team. Commanders, I think they're going to have some issues going to this game. I think Philadelphia's going to be loud for them. You know, we talk about how it's loud for Dallas when they go to Philadelphia and the Giants. But the Commanders, a team that's struggled last few years, are they going to have issues? Yes, I believe they will. And with that being said, I do think the Eagles are going to have a little bit more comfort at home. So I do think the Eagles come away with a win here and beat the Commanders for a second straight week. I think the Commanders go down. Unfortunately, I didn't pick them to win last week, but I do think they lose this week. So we'll see what happens there tomorrow night on Thursday. Next matchup. Battle for two teams that want to be wild card teams. The Indianapolis Colts at 4-6. The Jets and Aaron Rodgers at 3-7. Surprisingly, the Jets last week, I predicted the Jets would win in Arizona. They lost 31-6 in Week 10. One of the 3 games I got wrong. And the Jets, their team, they're 3-7. Aaron Rodgers, I thought they were going to have a turnaround. So far, it has not looked like that through 10 games. They're 3-7, and I just saw this stat through 10 games since 2022 with Zach Wilson 6-4, or I think, or 6-3, whatever, and then 4-6 last year. This year 3-7, unfortunately for the Jets. Yeah. For the Colts, they're 4-6. They're trying to make it as a wild card team. 4-6, second place in the AFC South, trying to get back to where Houston is. And this matchup is interesting. Two teams. It's Joe Flacco, Aaron Rodgers, two old quarterbacks who are in their 40s, battle 40-year-old quarterbacks at this point, because Anthony Richardson is no longer the starter for the Colts. It turns out it can be an interesting game, an interesting matchup. Look out for Jets and Colts. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here in this game, I think, on Sunday afternoon in New York at the Jets Stadium. It's going to be interesting to see. We'll see what happens in it. I kind of like the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, but I'm going to take the Colts as a road team with Joe Flacco, a quarterback who's won a Super Bowl. Even though Aaron Rodgers has won one Super Bowl, he's a Jet. He's on the Jets this year. The Jets aren't doing good, 3-7. I like the Colts in this one a little bit more, so I'm going to take Indianapolis, surprisingly, for the first time this year, picking the Colts. We'll see how they do on Sunday. Moving on. Next up, we have Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers. They are going into Chicago, taking the Bears. Caleb Williams, rookie quarterback for the Bears. Bears, unfortunately, they're in last place. Packers in third place in this division in the NFC North, just above the Bears, but a better record. They're a winning record, at least. Bears, a losing record. Bears fired their offensive coordinator on Monday, Shane Waldron. He became the eighth coach for Matt Eberflus's staff over the last few years to get fired. Surprisingly, overall, that's kind of tough if you have an offensive coordinator, fire coach, your 8th different coach you fired over the last 2 years, and the 2 years you've had your coach and Caleb Williams, a rookie quarterback, he's not going to do good with if you keep firing his offensive coordinator. For Packers, Jordan Love, the Packers are real good this year. They're playing a third place team as a third place team against fourth place team, but a record there above the Bears, winning record. They look like a playoff team right now. And I think the Packers going to Chicago. The Bears have not won a game against the Packers in over 10 years in Chicago. So I think the Packers continue that trend, make it 11 years in a row, losing at home. So I'll get the Packers win here, Jordan Love. The win, Packers just have way too many weapons. Bears, Justin Fields has Rome Odunze, has Keenan Allen, who's a little bit in his mid-30s. So unfortunately, I do see that becoming a factor. Jordan Love is a younger quarterback. He can make plays. He can run around. And I think the Packers make the plays to get the win here on Sunday. Going with the Packers this game. Next matchup. Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens coming in. Second place team in the division. Against the first place Pittsburgh Steelers. We're now starting Russell Wilson, by the way. Steelers, when was the last time I picked them? I don't remember. I picked the Ravens last week. They won 35-34 against the Bengals on Thursday night last week. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, last time I picked them was, I want to say week. It was week, what week did I last pick them? I don't know, no idea. I have to go back a few weeks. But look at this matchup. Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, he was won a Super Bowl MVP with the Seahawks back in Super Bowl 48. It's been a long time. Lamar Jackson was MVP of the league last year for the Ravens. He was a pretty good quarterback. Playing against the Steelers in Pittsburgh this week. We'll see what happens there. Steelers first place. We'll see. These two teams are pretty good offensively. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson, they're a pretty good offensive team. They went to the AFC title game last year, got beat by the Kansas City Chiefs, of course. And, of course, the Ravens, they want to be that team that wins the Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson. He's a young quarterback. He's been there for his whole career. Just hasn't shown up at the right times. We'll see what happens this week. Overall, going to Pittsburgh, I think the Ravens going to Pittsburgh this week. I think they take care of business. I think they get a win, surprisingly, against the Steelers. So give the Ravens the win here on the road on a Sunday afternoon in Pittsburgh. Moving on. We have the Seattle Seahawks. Geno Smith next. They're playing Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday. It should be another good matchup. 49ers and Seahawks, I believe I picked them way back. Picked this game way back when. I think they played all right. I know these two teams have played each other before. Well, 49ers, they played the Rams and lost. I picked the 49ers then. But the Seahawks, they started out first place. 49ers, they had a first place for a game or two this year as well. Both these teams have struggled lately. The Arizona Cardinals are leading the division. 49ers won last week in Tampa Bay, got a win. And the Seahawks, not so sure. But for the 49ers, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, and their weapons, Christian McCaffrey should be back. I think he was back last week. 49ers, they've struggled this year, have players that get hurt. So many injuries, they've been getting beaten up a lot. But the 49ers, they know how to win. Brock Purdy, and quarterback, he knows how to win. He knows how to get there. And in 2 years, he's 1-1 in NFC Championship games, 1-1 in the Super Bowl. The 49ers, Brock Purdy, I think this could be a year. Make some improvements. The 49ers are one of those teams I think that will be playing for an NFC title every year with Brock Purdy in his first 2 years they have. We'll see what happens this year in number 3. I do think the 49ers go at home against Seahawks. Should be a comfortable game to play at home. Should be a win. And with that being said, I'm going to pick the 49ers to win. I do think Brock Purdy finds George Kittle in the end zone for a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, I think, also gets a touchdown, maybe. So, with that being said, give the 49ers the win there on Thursday night, this week on Sunday. So, 49ers. Moving on. Next matchup. Between my favorite team, Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce, they're going into Buffalo to play the Bills and Josh Allen. In a matchup where last year, the Bills collapsed in the playoffs. And I talked about this way back in the beginning of the year before the season, my preseason predictions. The Bills, their team, they finished the regular season games. When it comes to the postseason, they can't finish the big games. They always fall apart. They've beaten the Chiefs in the regular season, Josh Allen has, and Patrick Mahomes. But they have done it in the playoffs. Coming this time around, it's a regular season game. Bills won the last few regular season matchups between these two teams. The Chiefs have won the playoff matchups. That being said, I think this week, the Chiefs going to Buffalo. Tough environment to play. You don't have Isaiah Pacheco, your running back. You have backup running backs, Kareem Hunt. All those are backs in the backfield against the Bills. Defensive line, it's going to be tough to get past them. For the Bills, Josh Allen, they know how to win. Playing at home. It's the regular season against Kansas City again. I think the Bills get a win this week and become the first team to beat the Chiefs this year, playing at home on Sunday. So get the Bills to win here for me. I do think they get there first to become the first team to beat the Chiefs this year, playing home. Next up, Sunday Night Football. We have Joe Burrow and the Bengals. They're going up against the Chargers, Justin Herbert. The 6-3 Chargers, who are currently an AFC wildcard team at this moment, which you gotta give props to a team that's played well this year. 6-3, they're a wildcard team at the moment. Playing the Bengals, Joe Burrow, they've had some issues. They need to get back into this race. And then AFC South, AFC North for Chargers, and the AFC West with the Chiefs going on. I think they're going to be able to, if the Chiefs do go down to Buffalo, which I do think could happen, which I just told me, which I think is going to happen. I think it's going to motivate the Chargers to get a win at home to stay within the race to win a division title. And that could help the Chargers out. 6-3, playing at home in a night game. It's always tough to go to SoFi Stadium and play the Chargers or Rams. No matter which team is playing at home, the Chargers or Rams, it's hard to go there. We did see the Dolphins do it on Monday Night Football, which was interesting. But that was Monday Night Football. The Rams, they usually can play well, play better. For the Chargers, Bengals, this matchup, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, two young quarterbacks who can play well. They both can play good, by the way. I think the Chargers playing at home, though, it's going to be a little friendlier environment on Sunday night, and I do think the Chargers are going to win here. So give the Chargers, as I do think they get to 7-3 with a win on Sunday Night Football. Quick recap: I'm taking Sean Chandler Hurts and the Eagles on Thursday night tomorrow, as I think they'd take down the Commanders and Jane Daniels in New York on Sunday. I think Joe Flacco and the Colts take down Aaron Rodgers and the Jets in Chicago. I think Jordan Love and the Packers beat Killer Mums and the Bears. In Pittsburgh, I do think the Ravens and Lamar Jackson take care of business against Russell Wilson and the Steelers. In San Francisco, I think Brock Purdy, the 49ers, beat the Seahawks and Geno Smith. In Buffalo, I think Josh Allen, the Bills, give the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes their first loss of the season. And in LA on Sunday Night Football, I think the Chargers and Justin Herbert beat the Bengals and Joe Burrow. That's the Week 11 NFL predictions. I'll be back next Tuesday with the Week 12 predictions. Comment below who your favorite team playing and who you think is going to win. And that being said, please remember to watch, like, subscribe. Don't forget to tell friends well to do the same if they haven't done so. And also don't forget to hit that notification button below so you know when there's a new video on the channel. That being said, have a good day. Stay safe. Peace out. I'll see you right back here next Tuesday, Week 12. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day. Stay safe and peace out, everyone. See you next Tuesday. Bye.